Hey guys, Gruntworks here. I want to go over one of my favorite add-ons. It's called Tellmewhen. And if you'll notice these icons here that I have on my screen, they increase your situational awareness by so much because you can focus in on what you actually need to see. Like there's some buffs here that just don't matter. So you want to focus in on what does. Alright, so I'm just going to go over the bars that are visible now that you can see. This first icon shows my chrono shift. When I Arcane Barrage this target, he's slowed now for 5 seconds. This is an undispellable slow. And he's also got a Gushing Wounds proc, which shows here. Alright, so I can slow this guy, but I can also hit my focus macro for slow, and now I'm slowing 2 targets at once, and I can see the durations of their slows right here. Alright, if I want to throw Nether Tempest up on this target, it shows the duration here. And if I get a clear casting proc, right here, clear casting proc is a good time to pop arcane power and use your presence of mind and burst with your fast missiles. Alright, now down here I have Tellmewhen showing my absorb amount and my cooldown for my mass invis and greater invisibility. So I'm going to go into greater invisibility, and it's going to show me in greater invisibility right here. And then I'm going to cancel this. And then we'll go into mass invisibility and show the timer right there. Alright, now these are important, especially for a caster. This Eye of Leotheris, you need to not cast while this is on you or have it cleansed by your healer. Rock Crusted Voodoo Doll, not used as much, but Gladiator's Maledict and Obsidian Claw are used all the time. So when you have these debuffs on you, it'll show up right here with a timer on it, as well as I've got Touch of Karma here, so I always know. I don't have to like I hear on Gladius Losa, if you have heard of that add-on, it'll call out certain things in the arena through your speakers, and if it says Touch of Karma, I don't have to look over here between all these buffs and see if Karma's on me, because if I don't have a paladin who can bop that Karma off, I can block it. I can block off the Karma if it's on me. Alright, now here's where it gets a little crazy, but it's not as complicated as it looks. So we type Tellmewhen, and this is where your brain explodes. Okay, it's not as complicated as it looks, okay? I'm going to break it down. There's certain things that you want to watch in Arena, and these icons are so easy to set up, and I'll walk you through just simple ones as it goes. Okay, so I've got a focus target here. I'm going to drag up a focus target. Okay, so this is a Tellmewhen icon showing when my focus is stunned and when he's in any type of CC. So when you go into the options here, you're going to click icon, and then you're going to enable it right here, and you're going to go down to buff debuff and click that, and you want what to track? Stunned. So when you do that, you get stunned, and there's every stun in the game. Alright, and it's a debuff, and you want to watch your focus target. You want to show the timer, show the text, and I have this one set to, if it's absent, it doesn't show. If it's present, it does show. And that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of how this add-on works. This is CCs on the card. You type in crowd control. Every crowd control in the game. Alright. So, and you want to show timer text. It's a debuff. You want to track your focus target, and you want it to show if it's present, and you don't want it to show if it's absent. Alright, so if my focus target is CC'd or stunned, the icon pops up right beside the focus bar. You see? I'm going to set myself to focus here real quick and target myself. Alright. Now, this middle bar. These are cooldowns of enemy players. So I know when they're up. Okay? So if a druid pops thorns, this icon lights up. And I know that I can spell steal thorns. Or when a warlock uses another ward, pops up right here. Warrior spell reflection, combust. That's a high priority for spell steal. So I would want to spell steal that combust and temporal shield. This is more for melee players that don't want to hit into eye for an eye from a ret paladin. When I'm on melee characters, this is very helpful to not pump into eye for an eye. Once again, touch of karma. This tracks it on anyone in my party. So if anyone in my party has touch of karma on them, it shows up here. If I personally have touch of karma on me, it'll show up here and here. The same thing with Leotheris. If I have Leotheris on me, it'll show up here and here. If it's on a party member, it's only going to show up here. So when this icon pops up, if my healer has not dispelled it within a couple of seconds, I'm like, hey man, get the Eye of Leo off so and so. He can't cast. He's taking a lot of damage because every time he would cast, he would be refreshing this debuff. These two, Way of the Crane, not used so much anymore, cost too much mana, and Holy Ward, which is really annoying, but it's spell stealable. So if a Holy Ward goes up on any enemy teammate, anyone on the enemy team, this icon lights up, and I know that there's a Holy Ward that I need to steal. Okay. Now, these sidebars are for debuffs on you. So if I have a curse on me, which I can clean with Dispel Curse, it'll pop up right here, and this is root on the player. It's a debuff. You want to show timer text, and any present, 100% opacity, and if it's not present, then it's hidden. Okay. And this is stuns on the player, crowd control on the player, and this is a special one. This one is an extra notification for any of these down here. So if any of these light up, if I get Eye of Leotheris on me, if I get Rock Crusted Voodoo Doll, Gladiator's Maledict, Obsidian Claw, or Touch of Karma, this one lights up. And it's just like a little hunter's mark, and that means that something's on you. And I can not be paying attention down here, and if I see this light up at the corner of my eye, I know that there's something down here that I need to look at. Okay, and this is the same thing, but it tells me each individual thing. I have Rock Crusted Voodoo Doll and Obsidian Claw right here, because they're very important. They need to be dispelled right away. They do a lot of damage. Alright, and my middle guy here is when I have a thing from Beyond procced on me. Grand Illusions, Player, Debuff, Show Timer Text, Show Timer, and then here's the opacity settings. Alright, and then this one is Dark Simulacrum, and that happens when Dark Simulacrum's casted on me, the player. So you would go Dark Simulacrum, it's a buff, debuff. You're tracking player, debuff. You show the timer text. Alright, now the last icon to go over on the screen would just be this the kicks. Okay, now I have these set up to this icon will only pop up at 75% of the cast, so you know when to kick late. Okay, so you're not kicking. I'm going to show my cast bar. Let me see, quartz. I'm going to show my cast bar so you can see. All right, I have my player cast bar, I have my target cast bar, and my focus cast bar. All right, these little boots don't come up until 75% of the cast, you see? So I'm not kicking early. I don't want to kick any of this. This is fake casting range, you see? If someone's going to fake cast, they're going to do it here. They're not going to cast to here and then stop casting, you see? So about 75% of the cast, that's when you're going to kick. So this little boot comes up at 75% of the cast. Well, actually, it comes up if they're casting and it's interruptible, but I don't kick until the bar reaches the boot. You see? Yeah, that's, sorry for the confusion. Same thing on the focus bar. This will, if the boot comes up, that means the spell is kickable. There's no aura mastery or all the PvP things that healers have where they can't be kicked. If it's kickable, the boot shows. But I don't kick until the cast bar gets to the boot. Because down here they're faking, and you can do yourself a lot of favors by just sitting on your kicks. Don't kick. Like right here in the cast bar, there's no reason to kick this. At this point, he's wasting time. If he fake casts and starts over, then he's just wasting time while you're pumping damage into him. You see? You always want to kick late. You want to kick on this side of the cast bar. Alright. So let's just set up a new icon. And I'm gonna do one that I already have. So what I want to do is I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go to group because we're gonna make a new group, and it's gonna be a new profile group. Now the difference between profile groups and global groups, all this stuff highlighted in green shows up on every character I have. All the stuff that's not highlighted in green is individual characters. Okay, so we're gonna make a group, new profile group, not global group. Okay, and you can see you get a standard box, 4 boxes right here for icons. Now you can do bars, you can do vertical bars, but we're just going to do an icon, and we're only going to do one, so we need one column. All right, and I'm going to show this for all my specs and all my roles. Okay, and then we're done with those settings right there. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to enable it. I'm going to go down to buff debuff, and I'm going to be tracking a buff on myself, and that buff is Arcane Intellect. Why is it not showing up? Okay, Arcane Intellect right here. Alright, and we see if that's showing it. Yeah, it is. If it's not showing it, then you can add a custom texture, and you would just copy and paste like that, and then select this out of there, and it could give you the icon number right there. Alright, now why would I want to show Arcane Intellect? I would want to show Arcane Intellect if I don't have it. So I would go any present, 0 opacity, any absent, 100%. And this is a buff on the player. Alright, we don't have to worry about a timer. We don't have to worry about the timer text. We just click OK. Alright, now I'm going to cancel my Arcane Intellect. Oh, look, I get a button. Well, not a button, I get an icon. Alright, so that tells me, hey dude, you need to rebuff. Buff Arcane Intellect, and the icon goes away. Now say I'm getting purged in PvP, getting purged, there's a shaman on me, he's purging me. I can just sit here and these rebuffs can protect my healers' hots, can protect my healers' shields. Anytime you're getting purged and you're under a lot of pressure, it's a good idea to just rebuff, rebuff, rebuff. Alright, so I think that pretty much covers everything. And if you have any questions about Tellmewhen, let me know. It's a really good add-on. It increases your situational awareness in PvP by a lot, because you don't have to look through all these buffs to see what the buffs you need, you know. And if you get claw on you, you'll see either if it's sitting there, then something needs to be done about it. Like you need to tell your healer, like, hey dude, I got this claw on me. You need to dispel this. You know, which your healer should be doing his own job of washing that. But you can set this add-on up. You can do it to watch. Say these bars right here. That's why I have these curses here. This is for. Let me go into my shadowed unit frames. Okay, I'm going to unlock the frames here. As you can see, this is for a curse on my party 1, right? I can dispel curses. Good to know. You know, that's a priority debuff that I can get off of them, like a hex or curse of tongues used to be a big thing. But you know, you can clean agonies if there's nothing else. You know, that's still a good use of a global. All right, and this right here will tell me when my party 1 is stunned. Like that's my healer. Oh, he's stunned. He can't help me right now. Or he's stunned. He's about to go into a CC, so I need to prevent this polymorph that's coming. Now, if he is in a polymorph, it'll show right here on this icon. The same with the roots and what I have here. Oh, this is actually a setting for my hunter to. It shows Master's Call after I Master's Call people out of roots on my hunter. And shows if they have the buff Master's Call. So I'm going to go ahead and add a custom texture to that because it's not showing. So I'm going to keep typing until it shows up. Master's Call. And this is for party 2. So it's got a stopwatch icon there, and I don't like that, so I'm going to go into the custom texture and keep on typing Master's Call until it pops up. There we go, Master's Call. Now, what I need to do further on this is I need to go ahead and add extra icons underneath. Do one single icon groups like this, and I need to add right here. I need to make this instead of Arcane Intellect, I need to be watching Obsidian Claw. Buff, debuff. Now I want to track party 1. You click this party 1 through 4 and you backspace everything except for party 1 out. And then you go into Obsidian Claw. Okay, and I'm going to use custom texture Obsidian Claw. And this is a debuff on party 1, show timer text. Now this you want to show if it's present, and you don't want it to show if it's absent. So those are the opacity settings there. Now when my party one gets an obsidian claw on them, I know who it's on. Now this could be really good for healers. Like, that's a high priority dispel. You need to dispel that. The same thing, you could put icons up for Ilitherus. You could put icons up for Rock Crusted Voodoo Doll, Maledix, Obsidian Claw. You can do all of that here, and you can have basically an icon that pops up and tells you what to do, what you need to do, what's your priorities. And if I was a healer, I would definitely have this set up to where all these high priority dispels pop up for me. Whether it's a polymorph or a fear or the damage trinkets that are out right now. It's just some food for thought, and happy to share how I'm able to do the things that I do with this enhanced situational awareness that this add-on gives me. All right, thanks for watching, and have a good day.